Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm here with a partially done face. I still need to do mascara and lips, but we have new stuff from Milani, new fall types of things, and I'm very excited about it. I saw on Instagram, it was like a week or two ago, when I think Trend Mood it had posted about like the fall scents of the Fruit Fetish lip oils, and Milani does some very strong scents in this range. Extremely fragrant, usually very accurate, so I was super pumped to try that. And then they came as part of World's Cutest PR package. It looks like a little fall cottage here, straight out of Stars Hollow. And there was some other new stuff to try too. So the way it was like this little opening here, this attic held those lip oils. I can't get over it. And then there were several little drawers over here for some new lip liners. I've taken them out, I've been playing with them. Some of the brow fluff gel stuff, and then some glosses down here. And then over on this side, the side door, we have a new brown color of their highly rated mascara. So I'm gonna try that today. My like dollhouse loving self is gonna enjoy this. My girls are probably gonna want to play with this when it's all said and done. Nice job, Milani. You're speaking to my soul with this one. So there's gonna be a lot of lip stuff tried on in this video. I'm trying to get adjusted here. I've got a couple pillows behind my back. I did not have the best weekend ever. I did something to my back, my lower back. I can't pinpoint the moment. I don't know if it was stunting with Belle and starting to do cradles where I catch her all by myself. I don't know if it was just me having a project around this house every single day since school has started, and up and downs from the basement and picking up boxes. I think everything just kind of came together for sort of an overuse type of injury, but I was very worried because I do have hip dysplasia. I've mentioned that several times on my channel, but I don't talk about it often. It usually doesn't get in my way too much, but I thought, lower back, hip. I have been so fortunate to have gone throughout 41 years of my life, and it's like I haven't battled lower back pain, but it wouldn't shock me if I did because of the slight like difference in my hips. And then I just thought, now something's really seriously going wrong. And it worried me quite a bit because the pain I was having was like, it hurt to take a deep breath. It hurt to do anything. But now we're on Tuesday morning and I'm feeling quite a bit better actually. I've gotten progressively better, especially yesterday. And waking up this morning feeling like it's something muscular that I did, and I'm still having like maybe a gentle bit of muscle pain, but something I can totally deal with, and I just feel very encouraged that it's improved. Sorry to take you on that little tale, but it was very concerning to me for a time, and I don't like to be slowed down. It's hard sometimes like not being able to pin it on exactly what you did, and so you're just thinking, is my body going south for good? Like, I know it sounds very dramatic, but having the hip issues I have, I was just a little scared. Now I'm not so scared because I feel like I'm actually getting better. So we're gonna try this mascara. This is the highly rated Lash Extensions tubing mascara from Milani. So they came out with a brown, that would be the new thing here. This is not my favorite tubing mascara. For some reason, I feel like when I've worn it, I have somehow managed to have smudges at times. I'm not sure how. It hasn't connected with me the way e.l.f. Lash Extender has, but you know, this brown one, who knows? I'm willing to give it a shot, and at least we can talk about like how brown is it? Who wants a brown mascara out there? It's not something I really seek out, and sometimes in certain brown mascaras I've tried, they are so dark, it seems like it's hardly identifiable that it's different from black, but let's just see. After I do this, I will take you through what else is on my face today. Brand new mascara. I can tell it's brown from that little brush, which has rubber bristles, very short rubber bristles. I feel like every tubing mascara that incorporates this kind of aqua turquoise color in their packaging is trying to remind you that this is some alternative to Thrive, liquid lash extensions. Okay, so I've got one coat on and it went on looking like it didn't do a lot, but that's okay, that's one coat. I'm gonna go straight on with my next coat. And it seems like this might not, I can't remember if this dries down really fast or not. So I might leave it at 2. 2 coats doesn't look any different from 1 for me right there, but I'm gonna hop over to this eye. It might build better after some wait time. But one thing I am trying to do now, I'm trying to be very mindful of like my posture, the way I sit. Sometimes I sit in some really squirrely ways and I'm like, maybe that's messing with my back. You know how sometimes you're sitting and working at your computer, maybe that's what did it. I'll sit there and I'll be like, you know, why is one shoulder raised up and why am I holding my breath? Like I'm editing and I'm so focused. A couple of years ago, I had a weird kind of thing with my neck and it was causing migraines, and I went to physical therapy over it, and Whoa, kind of just launched up onto the area behind this mirror. Hi, Bisky. She's been everywhere. She's knocked the top off of a little Q-tip container and now reaches in with her paw and grabs them out. There's like 5 Q-tips on the floor. Yeah, she started that during my less mobile time. I think I know why I never felt like I was getting along great with this, because it drops the curl on me. I think it's heavier and less quick to dry compared to others. I can tell now on this side, it's like it's loading up a little more, but the curl has gone completely down. Like I can maybe reinforce it a little bit. As far as the brownness, it's a very dark brown. If I saw a picture of me and you asked me if that was brown mascara, I might just think it was black. Oh no, just blinked there. Got spots under my eye. And she's trying to get out Q-tips. I kind of just want to get to the lip try-on part of this video. Oh no, I got a speck on that lid. I don't know why me and this mascara just can't get along. I'm going to take a little pause and see if I can correct some of my troubles. So basically this tubing mascara stays wet so much longer. It did flake away nicely over here. It kind of smudged over here and I had to redo some eyeshadow. But like a couple of different ones I've been using lately from high-end brands like the Buxom and the Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped. I feel like those are ones where you get that first coat on and you better build with the next one right away. And that's just not advice you can take with every single tubing kind, because this is the wettest tubing mascara I've ever used, and I think it's just a more weighty formula. It looks like the curl is dropped. I've got 2 coats on there. It's not looking like a ton, but it's definitely dropped the curl. To touch my lashes, they're still like creamy color coming off, so extremely slow to dry. And I think the transferring issue is so rampant here because the lashes are no longer nicely upturned, and it's going to be a lot easier for those weighed down lashes to transfer down here while it's still drying. So sorry this video is not starting off with a bang. While I wait for this to dry a little more and attempt to build another coat, let's talk about what else is on my face. Yes, we can make use of our time. I've got on my Catrice Glam and Gold Hydrating Primer. It looks like it's got those little gold flakes in it, but it's really just a gel kind of extra layer of hydration type of primer. It's not gripping, just extra hydrating, and it works well under the True Skin. I've got True Skin foundation and concealer on. If you're wondering on shades, it's Neutral Sand for the foundation and Cool Cashmere for the concealer, and those always just look beautiful, last a long time. It's a more hydrating option compared to the Catrice with the little dropper, the HD coverage one. So if that's something you're looking for, Catrice is loaded with great under $10 makeup. I use my Infallible Blurfection in the pink light shade. I'll just start putting away as I go. I've got that on my under eyes. I've got L'Oreal Infallible Foundation and Powder in True Beige, just kind of all over the rest of my face. I've hit decent pan on this. My bronzer today is Wet n Wild Wet Shady Beaches, and my blush is Too Faced Cloud Crush, and I think this is a golden hour, yes. It always throws me a little bit because the outer packaging is so coral, but then it is really like a true classic pink on the inside, but I love that. I love the smell of those too. Are you looking at yourself in the mirror? I've got on Laura Geller French Vanilla Highlighter, the big highlighter there. My eyeshadow is Milani today, Gilded Mini in Call Me Old Fashioned. So this is for my cooler brown shadow lovers, especially if you choose to work in this, which I did. I've got on like these two, a little bit of this in my innermost corner. So that's the look today, pretty soft and classic. A little bit of Color Tattoo shadow stick. This is a dark, cool matte brown called I Am Determined from Maybelline. That's on my lower lash line and smudged a little bit on my upper, like upper part of my on the outer part of my upper lash line. I'm so ticked about this mascara though, honestly. Like, I think at one point, like, I might have gotten along with it better if it was a tube that had a little more age on it. Now I can finally maybe try getting them to tip up a little and dry a little more upward. But it still just looks like they're not as thickened and lengthened and big as I'd hoped. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can load up a third coat. Is anybody else frustrated by this one? Like, it takes time and patience. 2 things I don't always have. And now, like, I'm not sure if it's even going to be accepting of another coat, but I'm just trying. It feels like I'm going over, you know, a pretty much dried look. But I hate that it kind of maxed out at a very unimpressive lash look for me. Should I try to do the lower lashes too? Some people might want like a brown down there on the lower lashes, like you get the definition, but not as much darkness as black. I'm just a little scared. Because it's going to be sitting there, and what if I sneeze or blink hard inadvertently, you know? Moral of this story is I don't love this mascara, and the brown basically looks so dark. Maybe it is softer than black, but it's kind of hard to actually tell that, but it's only up from here in this video. One other thing I will note, I already owned this Stay Put Brow Mousse tinted brow color from Milani, and that was included, all the shades in that little Fall Cottage. This shade is soft brown. It looks like all out dark brown. Now, I'm sorry, but this is not my favorite brow product either. I think Milani needs to rethink some things with the amount of goop that will come out on this little, you know, it's bigger than Benefit Gimme Brow, but it's still a compact size. But look at immediately how much dark opaque cream is coming off on that, and I can easily overdo my brows with this. I kind of forgot to put it on today. I should have waited, like, so I'm gonna have to go like this, and I don't like that because eventually when you're using this little mechanism as your clean it off point, that's eventually going to get messy as you screw things on. One thing this has going for it is you can feel the hold after you put it on, but it's a very like seriously colored brow product. It's not a soft tint. It's a very opaque and creamy brow color. So if they could just get this so the brush is getting really, really well cleaned off, I wouldn't feel so out of control with this product, and I would probably pick it up more. Now, some lip stuff. We need to start with these lip oils, and then we'll get into liners. We have lip plumpers. These fall scents, guys, like this is so exciting. So we're just going to start trying them on. We have one here called Candy Apple. So these are called Fruit Fetish lip oils. Milani had come out with originally like a full line of, I think I have one handy here, like kind of transparent looking shades, and they're all going to pretty much show up clear, but they're these fantastic scents that really feel accurate, you know? So those were fun. And then they came out with a nudes range, and I thought, wow, these are actually giving me that scent satisfaction, the beautiful shine, but those tended to have a little more opaque color in them. And now here we're going to see sort of a mixture of that idea. Like this shade called Candy Apple, in this tube you might be able to tell, oh, there's some shimmer in that. Is it going to be opaque red or nearing opaque red, or is it just going to be super sheer? This one is fairly sheer, but the scent, oh, I'm getting the apple, and just the intensity level is for all y'all who like those sour gummy candies. That's what it immediately makes me think of. But you can see it's a little turned back doe foot. It's not going to carry too much product. You don't have to really worry about getting over gooped here. But on bare lips, what you're going to see with this is not much color. Maybe just the slightest smidge. I'm going to see if I can build it just a bit more than I did. If you really lay it down, I was playing with this yesterday and I thought if I lay down a lot, which I don't always like to feel like I'm loaded in lip oil, but it's just kind of showing itself just barely, but the scent is fantastic. Texture on these I really do like. They say lip oil. They're not a straight oil. They feel kind of like a nourishing gloss, like maybe a more moisturizing, emollient take on gloss. Wipe out. Okay, so that was Candy Apple. This one is Mulled Wine, okay? So she's looking really dark in the tube, seeing maybe a very extremely fine shimmer in that shade. Let's see. Getting a little swipe there. Really soft amount of color. It's every bit as dark as like Maybelline Lifter Gloss and Taffy. That one gives you more color than this, but this is giving some. I could be satisfied to wear this as a one and done, like quick touch up in the afternoon type of gloss. And the scent, intensely berry. Like you've made some kind of berry compote. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like a berry sauce that you're just about to pour over cold ice cream. Scent is 10 out of 10. Color level is soft, but there. So I'm enjoying that. Number 3, we have Pumpkin Spice. This is looking like a very classic pumpkin-y shade. There's a very extremely fine golden shimmer in this. It makes you think it's going to be pretty opaque by the looks of it out here, but watch it go on. Oh, and the scent? I'm not picking up on much pumpkin at all. I'm picking up like you just unwrapped one of those little craft caramels, you know, the ones in the little clear wrapping, little squares. And it's looking straight up caramely on my lips too. It's giving me something. A soft caramely nude lip. Where's the pumpkin though? Pumpkin is a very distinctive scent, and I don't think this is even hinting at pumpkin. Like I said, much more straight caramel for me. You're not getting as opaque as the color looks here. It's not looking orangey. Just kind of a soft, warm nude, really. One more to go, guys, and this one is my favorite. It's Hot Cocoa. Okay, looking brown. The scent on this, like, oh, like it's taking me back to any chocolatey scented thing that I ever owned as a teenager that was a beauty product, like lip smackers, products from the line Jane. I remember having something that smelled exactly like this. It's like chocolate flavor. You can tell they're getting at chocolate, but there's kind of a fakeness to it, but I don't mind it at all. It's more nostalgic for me, if you know what I'm saying. And this one gives a lot of color. This is the most opaque of them all. Look at that. Oh, that's fall. That's fall in a lip. It's got a little warmth to it. The shine makes it feel very approachable. That's the thing with brown lip looks. Sometimes like a full-on matte brown, you think, oh, I don't feel like wearing that. But a shiny, kind of medium brown with a little warmth, I love it. I love it so much. My top two in this range for both the scent and the look would be Hot Cocoa and Mulled Wine. Candy apple smells great, but is barely visible. And the pumpkin spice, I just feel like it should smell more pumpkin-y. And the appearance of it is just like a million different nude glosses I already own. This I love. And that smell is so good. But props to Milani. I love a fun scent collection. And hopefully they keep those scents around, you know? So next up, while we're on glosses, we're gonna talk about these Keep It Full Max Bombshell glosses. So I know the original clear has been out for a while. It's just got the shade 100 on it. And these really have that kind of stinging, tingling feeling, not in a cooling way, but in more of a burning type of way, just letting you know. And the new thing here would be that they've come out with a shade in Sparkling Pink and Luminoso. Sparkling Pink gives an intense frost on the lips. This is a little bit more subtle look, but here's the deal, guys. I was experimenting with these. I wore each of them for a period of time on their own yesterday, and I thought, okay, I feel that burny tingle. It's not quite as intense as Too Faced Lip Injection, not quite so painful, but still, I would say, uncomfortable. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the burny stuff. But a few days prior, when I wore one of their Keep It Full Plumping lip liners alongside one of these, I found it quite uncomfortable. These, you really feel them as well. It's not unbearable, but there's a definite stingy tingle. Not quite as bad as Too Faced lip liners. Sorry, it's all coming back to Too Faced, but they're really following a couple of key ranges in Too Faced line. And they have some plumping lip liners, and you put them on and it's an instant burn. These have some of that burn too. Not unbearable on their own, not unbearable on their own. Put them together, layer them up together, and I found it to be quite uncomfortable. But I'm gonna try on these Keep It Full Max Bombshells. So this is just the clear looking one. Just so you know, like, here's our starting point. Texture feels a lot like the Fruit Fetish, actually. So that's gonna feel comfortable, and actually as it sits on your lips, it feels a little bit thicker as it just sits there. But boom, here we are coming in with that tingly burn that is not off the charts uncomfortable, but it's certainly noticeable, and it definitely hangs around a decently long time. Are these actually plumping? I wore them long enough to be able to tell one way or another, maybe slightly. For the little irritant that's going on in this product, what it's doing to your lips, I think it does plump a little bit. But it's also adding a thick layer of gloss that's not uncomfortable, so I give them props for that. But it's adding a thickness that is going to pretty much make the lines in your lips not visible anymore. So there's that too. You always need to think about just the physical component to a gloss and what happens when you put gloss on your lips. Yeah, it kind of makes your lips look plumper just because it's filling in all those lines. But a slight plumping with these, I'll give them that. I'll give them that. Let's try on the Luminoso one. So this one looks kind of peachy and like it has golden shimmer, classic Luminoso vibes. Here it is going on. I'm still stingy from the last one. I'm gonna be stingy immediately with this. You can see the golden shimmer. I think that's pretty on the lips, really. Like, it's showing some shimmer, but it's not over the top, and it's actually giving a little bit of peachy color. But woo, now with two of those on back to back, I'm really feeling it. So I'm gonna take that off, and then you're gonna see the pink. The sparkling pink. Get ready. My Frost fans, here you go. I don't see me wearing this under hardly any circumstance, but it's very silvery in its sparkle. Woo. Maybe possibly at some point as a little center of the lip thing, but do you see how profoundly frosty that looks? It hurts. It hurts, but it's not killing me. Like I said, I feel like I've tried worse on the plumping scale. A couple things about these plumping lip liners. Yes, they give a feeling to your lips. It's not giving like that noticeable juicy plump lip. That's just not the texture of product this is. You know, this gives that layer of shine, that added thickness to your lips immediately. These don't give that, but they do really tingle. They go on just as easily as a Maybelline lifter liner, but I feel they stay a little better. I actually had some swatches on my hand just to kind of see, like, with normal wear and tear, do these just sort of rub right off? They actually adhere somewhat, but it's always going to depend on how much juiciness goes on top of a lip liner as to how that's going to wear for a long time during the day. Like, you put this on and then you pop one of these lip oils on top, expect some breakdown, especially with the lighter tones. But there's a couple shades in this line that I really do like. Milani has had a history of doing good lip liners. I love their understatement lip liner range, and I hope they continue to keep that around. But basically in this line, we've got 2 super darks, we've got 2 kind of neutral shades, and 2 in the pinky range. So I'm going to try them on for you. This one's called Go All Pout, and it's your lightest pink. And the first day I used this, I layered it up with one of those Balm shells, and I thought my lips were gonna jump right off my face. See, creamy, good glide. It's a sharpenable pencil, okay? You're going to sharpen that. Softness is good. And then, like I said, it does kind of set up. But there's that one, looking just like soft pink. A lot of people would be interested in that type of shade, I think. So Go All Pout. And I'm feeling the burn. Like I said, hard to identify the plumping with the lip liners. This next one is called Over the Top. This is one of my favorite colors. It's going to be a little deeper pink. Just a nice rosiness. The thing is, there really is a sting. So do you like that or not? Let's talk about it in the comments section. I love that tone though. And if I pair this with like another type of gloss on top, like I think yesterday I did this, and I put LA Colors Heavenly on top of that. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling that burn from the lip liner, but it's nothing I can't handle with just a normal gloss on top. You can see they're wiping down fairly completely without giving me a lot of resistance, although I haven't let it sit there a long time, but a Revlon Color Stay wouldn't let me do it quite that fully. So we're not talking that level of staying power. This one's called Twice as Spice. Got a nude and then a more brownie nude. So this is the lighter of those two. My lips are really gonna be angry after this little try on session. This is giving me kind of like deepened nude, okay? I would enjoy this shade kind of reining in some lighter nude lipsticks perhaps. But this next one I like even better. So my top 2 are that Over the Top, the second pink I put on, and then this one called Hot Shot. This for fall, maybe paired with the Cocoa lip gloss. It's going on really easily. See, I like that tone. I like that level of brown. Warm brown, not too dark, but definitely, this is so fall. Hot Shot. Our next 2 are dark and darker. So it's these 2. This one called Hot Tamale is giving like deep brown with a little more red in it, and then just pure dark brown, Fire Sign. Okay, we're gonna do them both. I feel like I'm really taking one for the team with this try-on video. This is a lot of plumping stuff. Now, Milani still has the Keep It Full lip plumper range. That's not Bombshell, it's not Max Bombshell, but it's just Keep It Full plumping gloss or whatever, and those are kind of cool, and those feel more like buxom. And then they've also got a more opaque, I think, range of glosses. I've got some of these here that I haven't even done a video on yet, but they're called Keep It Full Max, and they're all fairly colorful. But they're a little more spicy. This is Hot Tamale, rich brown, little bit of red in this. You're gonna see this on my lips and think, how does it get darker than that in this range, Em? Fire Sign, stand by. I feel like as my lips are getting drier and drier, these aren't wanting to pull off quite as well. Here is Fire Sign, dark brown. Oh, some children are up. Hello. Love you. Love you, Betty.
Love you, Mama.
How you feeling today?
Pretty good.
Good. I'll be down in a few. I feel like I'm losing my lip line a little bit in this, so bear with me. It's not gonna look neat, but this is so dark. I almost look like I have a little mustache on right now. Okay, so if you want to be that deep with it, get Fire Sign from Milani. Oh, stinging all the way. Again, my faves in this range are Over the Top because it's a deeper kind of rosy shade, and then I like the one called Hot Shot, which is your toasty, a brown that I'm really comfortable in. Now I'm going to remove this. I removed that brown as much as I could, which it still left a decent amount of color. I put on some Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, and now I'm going to put on, let's do the Mulled Wine. Oh, I love the smell. So intensely berry. Digging that, bringing it home. So new Milani fall stuff. Really excited about the Fruit Fetish lip oils. Like honestly, I would have devoted a whole video to these because I was so excited about these scents. Top two being Mulled Wine and the Hot Cocoa. Love those. Top thing in this video, and just very enjoyable scents, great texture. I enjoy the color in those, and you know, I'll get use out of the other ones too. I just thought Pumpkin Spice was kind of the least accurate in the scent department, and the Candy Apple had the least color. As far as all the plumping stuff goes, the takeaway here is yes, you will feel them. Yes, they are burny and a little painful. Combine these and the pain level will multiply. I'm not huge on them. Of these Bombshell ones, my favorite one is probably Luminoso, but still it's just not going to be the type of product. Like I've got so many glosses. I don't think I need to really be seeking out something that's going to make me feel like, ew, that's kind of stingy and painful. But these liners are quite good. Just as liners in general, I think they're fairly long wearing, but they're also very smooth to apply. Not quite as long wearing as Revlon Color Stay, but a couple of these shades just really spoke to me in terms of being an everyday use type of product. Pair it with a different kind of gloss, and the stingy isn't quite that bad. Now, some of you guys might be really big fans of this highly rated lash extension mascara that Milani's doing. You know, it's been out for a while. Maybe you've been wanting a brown shade, and this is your heads up that yes, that is out there. I'm not big on this type of mascara for me. I think my lashes just can't stand up to it. This takes a long time to dry and kind of weighs them down as I coat them up. And this Stay Put Brow Mousse, I think they have a good thing in terms of the color and the way it holds in your brows, but it's the delivery method. It's the way it comes out on that little brush. If they could find a way to clean that off more, because that's when we have control over it, is when the brush comes out clean, and then we can be like, okay, I can really brush into my brows. I can use that brush how it's intended to be used, rather than just feeling like I'm spotting it on or constantly scraping it off on the side of the tube. So that's my honest take. Thank you so much, Milani, for sending me these products so I could try them. Definitely grateful for that. You did the cutest thing ever with the little fall cottage packaging design. That was so awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you all again very soon. I love you. Bye.